Of the life of Ida Virginia Key from 0 to 90. Ida Virginia Key was born on May 23, 1924 in Vauxhall, Alberta. She grew up on a farm on the outskirts of 1 through 12. The school year in most rural communities started in the middle of October, as all boys and the girls had to help with harvesting. The school term would then be finished in the middle of July. Mom finished grade 12 in July of 1943 and started normal school in Calgary to become a school teacher. She started on April the 1st without knowing the results of her grade 12 marks. Her older brother Harry was in the Army and was sending money home to Grandma every month. Mom borrowed $200 of that money to get herself through normal school. Her older sister Gladys was working in Calgary as a civilian in an office of the Air Force. Mom rented a room where Gladys lived and had her meals with her. They received many care packages from Grandma on the farm. Normal school teacher training was 3 months, which got them a temporary teaching certificate. They then needed to attend summer school in Edmonton at the University of Alberta for 2 summers in order to receive a permanent teaching certificate, which allowed them to teach grades 1 to 10. Now don't forget there was a war going on, and there was a great shortage of teachers as a result. Most rural schools just had supervisors, and the students were doing correspondence courses. Upon finishing normal school, everyone was assigned a school by a school inspector, today known as a superintendent. Mom was supposed to be assigned a school way up north someplace, but her dad had just died, so they assigned her to Sherburne School in the Purple Springs district, southeast of Taber, so she could be closer to home. The day of her father's funeral, her younger brother Bill turned 16. Soon after, he got his driver's license and became the most important person in Vauxhall, according to Bill. I'm sure Vauxhall has never been the same. Many families didn't have cars then. Mom started teaching at Sherburne School on November 1st, 1943. There she boarded with Herb and Betty Kraft in the original Sherburne home. Betty was the youngest child of the Charles Wilford and Florence Ann Sherburne family, who immigrated from Colfax, Wisconsin in 1910. Now I need to tell you a little side history. Dale, the oldest son, was a troubleshooter for the International Harvester Company out of Chicago. This was the beginning of the industrial age, when most larger farms were starting to buy machinery to work the land as opposed to horses. The problem being that no one knew how to fix them when they broke down. Grandpa traveled all over by train, helping and teaching men to fix the equipment to keep it going, and not just farm machinery, but also mining and other as well. He was completely taken by the miles and miles of prairie land with not a tree in sight, which had just been opened up for homesteading after Alberta had become a province in 1905. He went home to Wisconsin and convinced 5 of his brothers and father into each getting a quarter of homestead land in the Purple Springs district. First building a home for the 5 sons and 2 daughters who all came to Canada, and then focused on building a school, the Sherburne School. In 1912, Gertrude Jane Carruthers, born in Brockville, Ontario, along with her 2 sisters, came by train to Erskine, Alberta, where their older brother Bill lived. Grandma had just graduated from Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario with a teaching degree. She was the first teacher to teach in the newly built Sherburne School and boarded at the Sherburne home, later marrying Dale Owen Sherburne on April 25, 1914. They left there and eventually moved to what we call the Homestead by Town Lake near Winfield in 1934. In 1943, Mom was assigned to Sherburne School as her first teaching position, which paid $60 a month. She boarded at the Sherburne home. It cost her $1 a day for room and board. She had $30 a month to live on, paid back Uncle Harry the $200 loan. FYI, a pair of shoes then cost $5. During her 10 months of teaching, there she met Dad, Charles Tennant, who had come to visit his relatives. This was when they started dating. Summer of 1944 is here, and the first county in the province of Alberta is formed, which was the county of Taber. A new school was built with a dormitory, rural students started living in the dorms and being bused into Tabor.